and this is my presentation of my library research adventure. Now, we decided as a group to do our individual library presentations on aspects that we were going to use during our big presentation, our team presentation. And we went through several titles, several things that we wanted to talk about, and the group asked me to do the presentation on crimes against women. So that's what this is all about. So we decided that we were going to do, our main theme is education or educating people in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Here's a map of the Democratic Republic of Congo. This is what this is what it looks like. It's got very little. I mean, it's near the ocean. You can see a little finger actually goes out to the ocean. It's on the west side of Africa, on the Atlantic Ocean, of course. It's also it's known as the DRC. So if I speak about the DRC, this is what I'm talking about. It's the third largest country in Africa, by the way. It's completely tropical. In fact, the equator runs through the top half right about through here. Really cool. Also, one thing I wanted to note on here, in developing countries, one of the things that people have the hardest time getting to is water, and that affects schools too, which we'll discuss later in our group presentation. But the Democratic Republic of Congo has a lot of natural resources, and this is just a little bit. This is not even a very detailed map, but there's a lot of water in Congo. So anyway, that's for later. That's just to set it up for later. Okay. My research platform had three legs, and three things that I wanted to cover, that I wanted to find out about. And this is kind of the filter I used. I wanted to know what was being done, who was it being done to, and what was being done about it. The most unfortunate aspect of my research was how easy it was to find information on crimes against women. That was the horrible part of it. So my first keyword search received no hits at all. I tried, I actually did crimes against women and Congo as my research key terms. I put it in just like that too. I got no hits, nothing came up. And I thought, well, that's weird. So I changed my keywords, and I went to, this is my second attempt, I went rape in Congo, and this one brought me 37 hits. And believe it or not, all the data I needed to do everything with. So my second attempt was actually a home run. I searched through and read the abstracts of the different articles that were, and I found a likely article. So I pulled it up and I was looking at it, and it sounded good. I wanted to use it, but the time cited was 0. It was a brand new article. It had just come out. But fortunately, this article had a large bibliography, very extensive. So I decided to use that bibliography from that article to kind of leapfrog into finding other articles that I could use. And the first one that I clicked on was exactly what I was looking for. So I was using the Web of Science, of course, and this paper here, this is the whole title. This is what it came up as. The titles in these tend to be really long, and it is fairly descriptive. But this kind of really satisfied the what was being done leg of my platform. The paper itself was cited 27 times. Of all the papers that I read, this is the one that was cited the most. Everybody uses this paper. Now, it's 3 years old. It was done in 2010. But it's still very much in the forefront of data that's being used, because it was not an article written by a person about a certain situation. It was actually a paper done as a comprehensive statistical investigation into the types of interpersonal violence. Now, one thing I found out about this is that rape was not the only violence committed. It was the most common, but was not the only one. Women were not the only people raped, and men were not the only people doing the raping. So, and this article really opened my eyes to a lot of the things that were going on. And from this, I actually used this bibliography also to leapfrog and find my second article on the Web of Science. This is, again, long title. This was answered pretty much to whom was it being done. And also I kind of extended kind of a subtitle in this. I also determined to find out why it was being done. And this kind of answers family and community rejection. Now, this is one of the things that's kind of what's being done. The Congolese government is making some effort Not a great deal of effort, but some effort, and other countries also are kind of piggybacking on this and trying to, as I don't remember your name, I forgot your name already, but she kind of discussed this too, of how women are rejected by the communities, by their husbands, and this study was trying to find out a way to reintegrate these women back into back into their communities. My third article, I found an academic search premier, and I kind of cheated. I still went off the Web of Science articles, and then I just went in academic search premier and typed in the title. So I brought it up, but because this is the article I wanted to do. And this article also explains a little deeper about the who and why aspect of my research. So this one was actually just one article. It was an article written by a woman on the Democratic Republic of Congo, and but mostly she wrote about the inequalities, the women inequalities in the Democratic Republic of Congo and surrounding areas. It's not just germane to the DRC. Next, I had to find two websites. So I looked at several websites, and there was a lot of them there, but none of them were really using the CRAP. None of them really met the obligations that I needed to meet for my paper. But these were full of information, the answers that was what was being done, as well as further explaining what else was needed and why it was needed. Now, I have to say, I didn't like this book. I didn't like the research, and like Amber said, this was a horrible book. I didn't like it. I didn't like I can't say I was uplifted. And I have not completely processed the information that I've received from this. So I'm still trying to decide what I want to do about it. And thank you.